Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today we're going to install the Cobra jet steering Viper system onto my 2018 Yamaha FSH Sport. Now, anyone who owns one of these boats or is thinking about buying one of these boats, it is absolutely incredible. It's the best boat I could have ever asked for, except for one big detail. Yamaha put a lot of thought into this boat. It's fantastic, except for the steering system. Now at high speed, you can't really tell. It's not really that big of an issue, but at low speed, the steering on this thing is atrocious. So I decided to go with one of these. As you can see, I did get the upgrade for the Mega Fangs. Now I have already installed these, and it's pretty easy. The plate was pre-drilled. It's got the holes on either side, so you just put the bolt through. I use thread locking compound on the nut here, and then put a bead of super glue on the exposed thread on top. Now those are on there pretty secure. Now the instructions call for taking this bolt off and moving this out of the way, and then we got another bolt in here. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but up underneath right here, we take that out and replace that, and that's basically it. Except for these locking tabs that we put on after that, and they're going to lock around on this side. So bear with me. I'm going to see if I can come up with any tricks for you guys, and hopefully this video can help you out. Alright guys, so I've been messing with this for a little bit here. I read something online. It said there was a trick where if you took this rear bolt out first, the one that comes up here, you could maybe wiggle this around to where you wouldn't actually need to take this bolt off, and you could slide the Cobra jet right around it. On my particular model, it is not working. It is too tight, and there's just no way you can move that around. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this bolt out. It is a 17 millimeter here, so we'll get that going. And a little side note on this one, the bolt that comes out of the nozzle head, this is it. This is what it looks like. So I took that out. This is a 12 millimeter here, and I got the new one, the new bolt that comes with it. This one's a 13. Now it comes with a few different spacers, so you can see there's a thick spacer, a thin spacer, one that sits in between, and then you're gonna need to reuse this piece off the bolt you just took out. So when it's done, it's gonna look like this right here. There we go. And then this bolt, it did have a washer on it. You don't need to take that part off. That does not need to go on the new setup. So let me get back at this, and then I'll get back with you guys here in a few minutes. All right guys, I got this bolt out. These two washers came out of it in between. So keep an eye out for those, don't lose them. We'll need to put them back. And then this is out of the way now, and I can just slide that right out. Now let's see if I can get this in here. It's kind of a pain to do one-handed. All right, hang on. Sorry about that, guys. It's a kind of a pain to do one-handed, but got it on there now. So basically you just take it kind of like this, and you are gonna slide it up, and then it just sets right into place right there, just like that. Now we're gonna line this bolt back up in here, the new bolt that we got, this one, right back up in here, and there's not a lot of room to work with, so you're not gonna be able to use a ratchet. You're gonna need an actual wrench here. Like I said, it is a 13. Make sure you put thread locking compound on this. I'm gonna do that and get this back up in there. I'll get back with you guys here in a second. All right, guys, I got my new 13 millimeter bolt on. Hopefully you can see it right there. Honestly, this was by far the hardest part. There's not a lot of room to work in here, as you can see, barely over a finger width. And then you have to shake this entire unit to get this piece and the jet nozzle to line up so you can get the bolt up through and get it threaded. This part took me some time. The rest of it was pretty easy up to this point until that, but I did get it in. Made sure I got my thread locking compound on here, and I'm guessing the way you can really tell is if you got it in there right, it's very hard to tell. I can get my phone in here. You can see the thread sticking up. So that is the new 13mm bolt that came up through both holes, and I got just a little over a single thread through there. So I tightened it down pretty good. I know you don't want to over torque these, so I got it about as tight as I could with my hand without making sure the bolt would break off or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put a drop of super glue on this this thread just to help keep that in place. And probably the first couple of times I take this out on the water, when I'm done, I'm gonna wanna check that and make sure everything still looks like this. So at this point, all we got left to do is we gotta put the locking tabs on and then get our rudder back in place here. So let me do that and I'll get back with you guys here in a minute. Getting ready to put these on here. Just thought I would show you. If you look, it's a bolt with the nut and a washer goes on either side. Then they go through these holes and lock around back here. I did notice that they are fitted per side. So one is for the left side, one is for the right side. You can tell because it fits flat right here. So if I take this same one and then I flip it over here, it's got quite a curve to it. So you can tell that that's not supposed to be that way. You want it to be as flush with the steering system as possible. And you can tell when you're doing it. So just keep an eye out for that, and then make sure one of these washers gets on either side of the bolt, and you use your thread locking compound. Let me get these tightened up and I'll show you what it looks like after. All right, I got these on. Here's what they look like from the side. They're strapped around there pretty good. Got a few threads poking up on either side, and this plate is flush on both sides. I tightened it as good as I could. Quick observation note here. I almost put the rudder back before I did those, but getting a ratchet in there would be a lot more of a pain in the ass. So honestly, I would leave this out of the way, put these on, and then reattach this bad boy. Now, as far as that goes, we have this bolt here. It did come with one washer on it. This goes back down into here and it lines up there. We can't forget our two washers that we had in between. So I'm gonna slip that bolt back through, get some more thread lock on there, and then we'll get this party finished up here. And I'll talk to you guys here in a second. All right, guys, we got it all finished up. So got this bolt back in, got my thread locking compound on here. I put a dab of super glue on the threads of all of the exposed threads, including the one in here. And we're ready to hit the water. I'm gonna let this set up for a week before I take it out, but this is what it looks like here on the Yamaha FSH 190 Sport. Looks good. Now the real test is how it works in the water, but if this steering's even a little bit better than it was before, then it's damn worth the price, guys. So stay tuned. I'll give you a review of how it works on the boat when I take it out next week. And also I got to do an oil change on this bad boy, so maybe I'll make a video of that for you guys so you can see the oil change on this thing. Thanks, and please hit like and subscribe, and have a good day, guys.